A much more historic term than I think I could have had as a second term. This is a much more historic election, and now we're going to put up a beautiful flagpole, and we're going to put up a flag, and I hope you enjoy it, and let's see how real people work. These are real people. You're not real people. Your job is too easy. Okay? Thank you very much.
President, how tall is the flagpole?
Close to 100 feet.
Real quick on Pakistan, sir. You have a meeting today with the Pakistani Army Chief of Staff. What are you looking forward to achieving diplomatically?
Well, I stopped a war between Pakistan. I love Pakistan. I think Modi is a fantastic man. I spoke to him last night. We're going to make a trade deal with Modi of India. But I stopped the war between Pakistan and India. This man was extremely influential in stopping it from the Pakistan side, Modi from the India side, and others. And they were going at it, and they're both nuclear countries. I got it stopped. I don't think I had one story. Did I have one story written about it? I stopped a war between two major nations, major nuclear nations. I don't think I had a story written about it, but that's okay. You know why? The people know. The people know. Did anybody write that story about the war? Did anybody? Did you write it? Oh, did you write it? You wrote it.
He's willing to ask you to get more
adjustments that need to be made for Marine One departures and arrivals.
No, we put it so that Marine One is very far away. We did it in conjunction with the Air Force, with everybody, and everybody signed off on it. Now we have to have it far away. It's very far from Marine One's out there. It's out in the field. So you have to have a certain distance. We're about 3 times that distance. Okay? Thank you very much, everybody.
Can you hear what you told Prime Minister Netanyahu about getting involved?
Echoed what the U.S. President has said there. Our correspondent Susan Thirani is now joining us live. Susan, Trump has said that Iran has reached out, and then he says it is too late for any kind of talking. Tell us more. What is he indicating at?
Yeah, well, President Trump was very clear that he didn't want to lay his cards out in front of the cameras at this point. It was interesting that he was in such good spirits for that pole installing ceremony that he was initially there for. He had the construction workers behind him, but of course the conversations and questions quickly turned to the conflict between Iran and Israel. Listen, at this point, his generals have said it. He has said it. All options are on the table. And from those who have been in that situation room before with President Trump and other presidents, they say that what happens is the generals and the military puts the options on the table in front of him. He goes around, he gets the assessment from his Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense, Director of National Intelligence, and others, and they come up with a viable plan on how to act. At this point, anything could happen, but when the United States and when President Trump talks about unconditional surrender, that really indicates 99.5% that he is not open to negotiations anymore and the time for negotiations is up. He said that in not so many words, but he wouldn't say whether or not, that might change. He said anything, again, when he was asked, he said anything is possible. But from his entire mannerism and what we just heard from him, it really doesn't appear that there's going to be some kind of negotiated settlement between Iran and the United States regarding Iran's nuclear program. He called them schoolyard bullies, and he said Iran is in a lot of trouble. He said the next week is going to be very important, and then he said maybe less than a week.
Right, Susan. And he also said that no decision on U.S. military intervention yet. We have been reporting on how some U.S. officials are saying that the next 24 to 48 hours will be extremely crucial to see what steps will the United States of America take.
Yeah, we have heard those, and some analysts were pointing to the fact that the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem is closed from Wednesday, which is today, to Friday for this 48-hour period. I mean, if we're reading through the tea leaves, that may be an indication of what's to come. But one thing is for sure, many analysts here believe, first of all, although there is no appetite for any kind of prolonged military involvement, boots on the ground on the part of the United States in this conflict, 73% of Americans still say Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. And I think that's why time and again you see President Trump maybe swaying back and forth on different issues when it comes to this conflict, but he tries to be very adamant in pressing that message. And that's the message that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. But again, it's very fluid. It would be premature to really predict what would happen right now and when it would happen. But all indications, even the military personnel and the aircraft that's being deployed to the Middle East region and American bases, indicates that something big is going to come soon.
Right, Susan. Thank you so much for joining us on the show with your with the latest on Trump's big statement on Iran.
Thank you.
All right, more than half of U.S. citizens who supported Donald Trump for president in 2024 now think that the U.S. military should not get involved in the conflict between Iran and Israel. And that is according to a new Economist YouGov poll. According to the poll conducted between June 13th and 16th, over 1,500 Americans were surveyed during this period. 60% of those polled say that they do not support U.S. involvement in the hostilities. 16% say that they do support U.S. involvement, while another 24% say that they are unsure. Majorities of Democrats, Independents, and Republicans oppose U.S. military intervention in Iran. 65% of Democrats, 53% of Republicans, and 61% of Independents say that the U.S. should stay out of the conflict. Just 15% of Democrats, 23% of Republicans, and 11% of Independents say that the U.S. should get involved.